Hello Year 9, welcome back to your Tectonics home learning. This week we're going to be looking at the importance of living in tectonically active zones. For this lesson you will need a pen, pencil, paper or a Word document. For our learning journey this week we're going to first of all describe why people still live in tectonically active zones, moving on to explain these links to living in these zones and the development that they have there, and then finally we're going to assess the most ideal zone to live in. On this screen as well, I also have the appropriate MG levels for you, so you can make sure that you are working at the right level. If you're aiming for grade 4, you should complete developing tasks. If you're aiming for grade 5 or 6, the secure tasks, and grade 7 plus, the mastered task. This is just your minimum grade. If you want to push yourself further, you can complete more difficult tasks if you would like. The first part of our lesson will be looking at living in hazardous zones. You are going to make a list of what these images represent and explain why it's significant. For a developing task, all you have to do is make a list of what each image represents. So this image here represents fertile soils. For secure, you'll be telling me why is it significant. So fertile soils are significant because they help people to generate more income. And for mastered, you will tell me, however, these people are at risk because. So why are they at risk? Because these crops can be destroyed in eruption, they risk losing money, losing their lifestyle. So you can do that for each of these images, make a list of what they represent, why it's significant, and why people are at risk because of tectonic hazards. The second part of your lesson is going to help build understanding for your task 3. We are looking at hazardous zones and the development that takes place there. You'll be using the information sheet attached on class charts to fill out this table in your notebooks. If you're working at a developing level, you're going to identify the most significant reason why people live by a volcano. If you're working at a secure level, you will explain why this is relevant to the country and link it to its HIC, LIC or NEE status. And if you're working at a mastered level, you will develop this by explaining the limitation and the importance you've noted. So what have you noted and why is that limitation to living in that area? I have an example for you of Mount Bromo in Indonesia. For the developing task then, you can tell me it last erupted in 2016, why people work there, want to live there, because of the agriculture and the mines that they have there. You will then link this to its HIC, LIC or NEE status. And then finally, for the master task, explain the limitations. So agriculture, the crops are low value, they can't sell them for a lot of money. And for the mining, this mining is going to hurt the miners and harm them. So people are going to be worried about working there for a long period of time. You're going to do this for each of the 4 other volcanoes with the sheets attached on class charts to help you out. Your final task will be to use information from the last 2 tasks to make a decision about which volcano you would recommend someone to live by. So, using the information from the last task, if you're working at development level, you will rank each volcano from best to worst and complete the sentence starters on your screen. So I have ranked which volcano is the best, and I have ranked which volcano as the worst place to live in. Once you pick the best and worst volcano to live by, if you're working at a secure level, you will explain these choices with a because and if they link to HIC, LIC or NEE country. And then finally, for the master task, you will give an alternate view as to why you would or would not live by either of your choices. So if you pick the best place to live in, you will tell me why you wouldn't live there. If you pick the worst place to live in, you will pick a positive as to why you would live there. Finally then, Year 9, just a quick reminder of what to upload onto class charts. For the first part of your learning journey, you will upload a picture or a screenshot of your identification and description of the reasons why people live in tectonic zones. Then for the last part of the learning journey, you will do 1 picture or 1 screenshot of your pedal H paragraph looking at the best and worst places to live by volcanoes. Make sure your pictures are nice and clear, upload to class charts before the deadline. Well done for doing your home learning, and we look forward to marking your work.